Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? It is day 24 of RPG A Day 2018. I think it's actually really day 24. I think it's just about midnight right now. Just finished up playing a game a little while ago, which is a lot of fun. 2 nights in a row. Awesome. But anyhow, our question or prompt for today is, which RPG do you think deserves greater recognition? And this is one of those questions, when I looked at it, I realized just how unqualified I am to answer this. And that's not really true, but the idea is that the RPG hobby is huge. There are thousands of role-playing games out there. And if you look at my shelf, there's hardly any. And, even though I've been playing for a long time, I'm still playing catch-up. I feel like I'm playing catch-up quite a bit, actually, because there was a lot of years that I missed because I just wasn't active in role-playing. And then also, that for a long period of my history, I tended to play certain types of games. And since I've branched out, so I've found and discovered all different kinds of games. And there's a bunch on my shelf that I think deserve greater recognition. But you think about it. This is a really niche hobby to begin with. I was just looking at a really popular YouTube poster who happens to talk about a very popular game, and he has something like 250 some odd thousand subscribers, which sounds like an awful lot until you realize, okay, well, how many people are in the world? Okay, and so this is a niche hobby, and he's talking about arguably the most popular game out there, and then you realize that, like, okay, well, most of the hobby, or at least what people talk about in the hobby, is dominated by, like, say, 1 or 2 games. Then you kind of zoom out a little bit more, and you realize still the discussion is dominated by a handful of games. And you zoom out even a little bit more, and you realize, okay, well, maybe there's 1 or 2 score, 20 to 40 games that really have the lion's share of the attention, so to speak. But you realize there's thousands of games out there. And even if only 10 or 20% of them are any good, that's still a lot of games. So you figure, okay, well, there's games that are well written and well designed, and ones that maybe aren't so well written and well designed. But like I said, even if you just focus on the really good ones, the gems, there's tons of them out there. So there's a lot of games that deserve more recognition than they're getting. And so I'm going to kind of turn this question on its head a little bit, because I could sit there and talk about, okay, well, Hollow Earth Expedition, that deserves a lot of recognition, or Leagues of Adventure. But those have communities, small, they're niche within niche. But then you've got other games like Circle of Hands and Broken Rooms, which are awesome games, and they hardly get any attention at all because niche within niche within niche. So, very often it's easy for us in life, no matter whether we're promoting our favorite role-playing game or something else, to just focus on our message. So I'm going to flip this on its head and say the game that deserves greater recognition is the one that your friend is talking about. It's the game that they've discovered and they've been trying to get you to play. It's the game that you've discovered by watching somebody else's YouTube channel or reading a review. Somebody that you've come to respect or identify with, and they're talking about this game. It's the game that maybe pushes you to play outside of your comfort zone. Maybe play something that's outside of your normal preference or your experience. Try on a different set of shoes. See how the other folks that enjoy the hobby, what kind of game experience do they like? Maybe something you just never tried before. There's a lot of things out there that deserve greater recognition from you and I, just to try them out, to see what the experience is like. And there's those times when somebody is promoting something, or not even promoting, just saying, hey, you want to play Blue Planet with me? You want to play some other game you maybe just never even heard of? And you can discover these great treasures out there. But it's one of those things, at least for me, that I've discovered you have to look up. You have to not just think about what has captured your attention, but what about your friends? What have they discovered that they want to share with you? To me, those are the RPGs that deserve greater recognition. So I'll see you this weekend, and we'll talk more about RPG a Day. And I think our questions this weekend are actually pretty interesting. Oh yes, games have impact on us and our gaming ambition for the next year. Want to be very interesting. See you later, kids.